What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so it was, I guess, a little less than 2 hours ago now when I did the video breaking the news that President Joe Biden, after initially resisting calls for him to resign due to terrible polling that has just, if anything, worsened since the abysmal debate performance on June 27th, presidential debate, and then intensified after the incident this past weekend involving President Trump almost being taken out in Butler, Pennsylvania. Polling has shown not only is President Biden almost certain to lose this November, but his presence on the ticket, the low approval ratings, all the other baggage, it's almost certain to bring down other party members this November on the ticket. So it's been reported that President Biden will resign, but now details are being leaked. This is coming from reputable sources. So according to multiple sources, President Biden plans to announce withdrawal from nomination as early as this weekend, with Sunday being the most likely day that he will announce his withdrawal from the presidential race. His remarks right now, apparently, he's made a decision to drop out after much resistance. His remarks are being written right now. It's being reported Joe Biden will not resign the presidency. He's not going to step aside. He's going to stay in office and serve out this term, which will be until January 20th, 2021, regardless of who wins this election. Interestingly, Joe Biden will not make an endorsement of Kamala Harris in this speech, nor is he planning on making an endorsement. That's a little bit, I'm a little bit concerned about that. Not concerned, but that kind of shocks me a little bit. So that tells me that Kamala is not the consensus pick of the Democratic establishment. I guess she has to earn it. She will not get Joe Biden's endorsement, which is, according to reports at least, which is big news. So apparently this will be an open convention with Kamala Harris and perhaps 3 or 4 other candidates. So for the first time since maybe, when the last time we had an open convention? Ford narrowly beat President Gerald Ford, who succeeded Richard Nixon when he resigned in 1974. That was an extremely close convention in the GOP Republican convention that year. I think the final roll call vote, the delegate count, was 1,000. I think it was 1,170 to 1,071 for Reagan. Ford barely sold up that nomination, but it was sold up. I'm trying to remember the last time we had an open convention to the point where it was unknown who the nominee was. I can't think of it. Carter has sold it up in 76. McGovern had the nomination sold up in 72. Nixon, Humphrey, Goldwater. I cannot think of the last time we had an open convention as far as the presidential election is concerned. I really can't think of in recent years. You might have to go back to the 20s. You might have to go back to the 1920s when 1924, I think that convention, the Democratic National Convention, they eventually picked John W. I think his name was John W. Davis. I think he was from West Virginia. He was a lawyer. I think he was an eventual pick. I think that's the last time we might have had an open convention, 1924 Democratic National Convention. So that'd be 100 years ago, unless I'm forgetting one. But this is crazy. So apparently, we're going to have an open convention. And according to reports, I'm sorry I had to do that type of thinking in my head. Also, according to reports, Kamala Harris is vetting at least 4 possible running mates, including Democratic Governor, Kentucky Democratic Governor Andy Beshear, and I think that's about it. I think Andy Beshear. Oh yeah, and Ben Shapiro, possibly. This is according to reports. At first, I thought this was BS, but I see Mark Halperin, who is a well-known political commentator, is reporting this as well. So this is history. This is history, man. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.